Last show I did was, I don't even know how long ago, the farewell tour. So it wasn't quite happening yet. It was starting to, but I noticed one night I was at the movies.
There are lots of things that I respect about her. I think that she knows how to work the business like nobody I've ever seen before. And there's something about it I don't like. She's mean. I don't like it.
What made Cher call Madonna a spoiled brat and ignite a 30-year war? Why did the goddess of pop publicly declare that Michael Jackson freaked her out? And which young pop star forced Cher to do something she rarely does? Apologize? Stay with me, because the answers to these questions reveal a side of Hollywood's most iconic diva that will leave you absolutely stunned. When you talk about music royalty, there is the current ruling class, and then there is Cher. Not only is she famous, but she's also a cultural icon and a walking pop historical figure. Her career as part of the folk rock duo Sonny and Cher began in the 1960s, giving us hits and television variety shows that defined an entire era. When that chapter closed, she didn't just fade away. She reinvented herself again and again, making waves in the Hollywood industry, which was successful, as seen from her Oscar-winning performance in Moonstruck. After that era, she returned back to music forever in the late 1990s by pioneering the use of auto-tune in her smash hit Believe. Cher is one person who has seen it all, done it all, survived it all, and still was able to set a standard few could ever reach. This incredible longevity is exactly why Cher believes she has the right to judge the rest of the industry. By doing all the hard work and earning her place in the entertainment industry, she's endured grueling global tours that lasted years, constantly pushing her limits as a performer. For Cher, stardom is a prize earned through sweat, reinvention, and commitment. So when she sees younger stars who she feels are cutting corners or lacking the respect for the craft, her inner tough-as-nails critic comes out blazing. That is where her unfiltered persona comes from. Cher is the ultimate anti-celebrity. While most stars are carefully managed and speak in prepared statements, Cher says exactly what is on her mind, whether it is in an interview or an unexpected 3 a.m. tweet. Her brutal honesty is what she does, and is also a major part of her brand that sets her apart as one of the realest and most outspoken celebrities alive. One thing about the goddess of pop is that even with all the glamour and high fashion, she has always seen herself as a working-class girl from El Centro, California. This is also one of the main reasons she never backs away from calling out spoiled brat behavior and entitlement she sometimes sees in Hollywood. Cher's decades of dominance set an impossible standard, and if you want to wear the crown, you have to be ready to work like she did. And when it comes to competition, no feud was more epic, more public, or more deeply rooted in the battle for the Queen of Pop crown than her decades-long Cold War with the one and only Madonna. Their rivalry didn't start from just a simple disagreement over a song or a tour, as people would think. Well, it was far worse. Their rivalry was a decades-long one. And you know what the crazy part is? The whole thing blew up because of Cher's family. It all began in the early 1990s, starting after Madonna released her notorious documentary, Truth or Dare. Cher's fury was indeed ignited by a moment involving her ex-husband, Sonny Bono, in Truth or Dare. In the film, Madonna is seen backstage with her entourage when someone mentions Sonny Bono's name, who at the time was a Republican U.S. congressman. Madonna, covering her mouth with her hand, replies with a very brief, dismissive comment, "He's a white boy." This comment was widely interpreted as condescending or insulting, especially given Bono's career trajectory, and Cher took deep offense on his behalf. Cher's anger spilled over into a now infamous 1991 interview with CBS News. In the interview, she made some of her most quoted and harsh comments about Madonna, calling her a spoiled brat and a mean person, and also criticizing her talent and appearance in a backhanded way. And since then, it has always been shades after shades between the two icons. Yes, Cher, with her incredible stage stamina, has always seen Madonna as more of a brilliant marketer and a rebel. She also famously gave Madonna an ultimate backhanded compliment, saying she was smart, but she's no singer. It didn't stop there. Things also got messy because of Cher's connection to actor Sean Penn, who was Madonna's ex-husband. Cher once said that after dating Penn, she saw Madonna's behavior up close and was completely turned off by what she called her spoiled brat attitude in private. Even though Cher claimed the rivalry was stupid, she never missed a chance to take a public jab, and the tension was so thick you could feel it when they were in the same room, just like when they were at the 1996 VMAs. But here's something that will shock you even more. Cher's feuds didn't stop with Madonna. Her next target was someone she knew from childhood, someone who became the king of pop himself. Cher's history with Michael Jackson goes way back. She knew him from his childhood, back when the Jackson 5 was tearing up the charts. She even had them on The Cher Show, where she performed alongside a young Michael. This long shared history is why her later comments about him were so much more upsetting and personal. As Michael went solo and became really popular, he made a lot of changes to his lifestyle, which people like Cher vocally disapproved of. Cher was one person who didn't hide how she felt about what Michael had become, and she was much more disappointed by what she saw as an extreme disconnect from reality. The two main targets of her criticism were his personal appearance and his parenting style. Cher was publicly vocal about Michael's decision to hide his children's faces with masks and veils, calling it nuts and unacceptable. She couldn't understand that level of privacy and separation, especially since she had grown up in the spotlight herself and was raising her own children as a famous mother. Cher's view was that she knew how to handle the spotlight while keeping her kids grounded, and she felt Michael's intense secrecy was going to do more harm than good to his children. After dealing with the pop kings and queens of her generation, Cher turned her attention to the pop princesses who followed, starting with Jennifer Lopez. The initial biggest shade happened during Cher's Living Proof farewell tour, way back in the mid-2000s. She reportedly used her stage time to challenge the younger stars, saying something along the lines of, "Follow this, you bitches." The comments were interpreted as direct, pointed shade at both J.Lo and Britney Spears, who were the young pop stars of the year. Fast forward over a decade to 2017, and the rivalry flared up again. This time, it was in Las Vegas. Cher made it known who the original diva of Sin City was in her famous 2017 interview with Entertainment Tonight, where she joked, saying, "Babe, I was doing Vegas while they were in rompers." The critique was without a doubt a subtle jab at their different talents. Even though J.Lo is known globally as a world-class dancer and high-energy performer, Cher doesn't clearly find her interesting or worthy of being called a top pop artist. For Cher, the ability to sustain a long career and constantly reinvent oneself is the true pop icon threshold. J.Lo wasn't the only young star caught in that legendary shade. More than once, Britney Spears' name came up where Jennifer's name was mentioned, and in some cases for different reasons. It'll be impossible not to mention the time also during Cher's Living Proof farewell tour, where she issued that famous challenge to both Britney and J.Lo to try and take her place. But perhaps Cher's most surprising feud came after the infamous 2013 MTV Video Music Awards. Miley took the stage and gave a boundary-pushing performance, and Cher's reaction was instant and completely unfiltered. Cher went straight for the jugular, saying Miley's body looked like hell, and adding that the whole performance just wasn't done well. The queen of theatrical spectacle judged Miley's performance as unpolished and simply lacking any artistic quality. However, the major plot twist in this feud is the fact that Cher, being human, actually regretted what she said. She later went onto Twitter and publicly expressed feeling a little ashamed for not supporting a fellow artist. She admitted she went too far with the personal comments, but she still managed to get the last word with a perfect backhanded compliment. She called Miley brilliant because, at the end of the day, the performance was still being talked about everywhere. At 79, Cher is still touring, recording new music, and still has a lot on her mind as she continues to write her memoirs. While actively defying ageism, it proves that her critiques of fleeting success hold weight. The verdict is clear. Cher's hatred is less about actual personal animosity and more about fiercely protecting the high standards she set for show business. She believes the stage deserves respect, work ethic, and real talent. Cher understands that a diva who doesn't fight is a diva who gets forgotten. What do you think? Was Cher right to call out these artists, or was it just diva behavior? Let us know in the comments below.